Dave Parmenter. After our downwind run, we ran into him, or he ran into us.
Ran a little broadside, a glancing blow. Yeah.
We're about a week out from Molokai, so he's training, and I said, oh, I got my camera. Let's see what, maybe we can talk about something here.
Well, we're about T-minus 8 days now for Molokai. It's the 5th year. It's been an official race. Archie Kalepa did it unofficially 6 years ago and kind of busted down the door. And we're seeing a huge amount of people showing up for this race. I think Mike Takahashi, the organizer of the event, said that they were turning people away well after the official cutoff date of July 1st. And what we're seeing now is the sport kind of coalesce into two main types or classes of the stock class, which like our C4 Vortice type board and the bigger ruddered boards like the F-16s, the F-18s. And the difference there is like the Vortice 14-foot rudderless type board it's really like a sports car. It demands a lot out of you like a real sports car does. It's not, a chick's car. It's something that you really got to put a lot into and lean, and it's, it kind of wrings you out, and it's good for those great curvy, windy roads. Now, the other type of paddling, the straight line kind of point-to-point thing on the bigger boards, that's more for guys that are doing solo. They're really good for, kind of standing there and just getting blown along there. They're not as intimate a board as far as catching bumps. In fact, in the channel a lot, they'll bridge out. So both classes have their merits. If you're going to paddle 100 miles over 6 days, the bigger ones with a rudder obviously are good. For these, if you're doing a team or relay race in Molokai with a lot of bumps, obviously you're going to be sprinting. So for us, we developed this whole sport, me, Todd, and Brian, pretty much to ride bumps. And if we're not riding bumps and we have to be on a big giant board, we might as well just sit down on a one-man or get on an open class paddleboard. So for us, it's all about just speed letting those bumps like M&Ms, just one after another. And like our Vortice XP that we've been using for the last couple seasons actually lets you stair step. It goes so fast because it's a planing hold that you can pull yourself over a next bump and you can parlay that speed into going into the next bump, which I've never been able to do on any other paddlecraft, except for one man, and that's not even planing, that's just displacement. So it's really exciting, and the thing with our board too is it gives you, like on the compass or like a clock, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock of optimum, like where you can just bank the thing using the drag of the rail to pull yourself this way or that way to follow chops, which is really hard on a bigger board or like a one man to react and do all that, because a lot of those chops you'll see them pucker this way and then you go there and you see it pucker there, and so that's basically the whole school of thought behind what we're doing. So we'll see. There's going to be, the Kalamas and some of the other guys on Aaron Napoleon on bigger boards. They're going to be averaging higher speeds throughout the whole race, and thus they'll finish really high. Our boards, they hit higher speeds. It's like a barn swallow. They just kind of, but obviously we probably won't be, at the front of the pack there, but we're going to be, more into the surfing side of things.
What's the strategy for Molokai versus just, like a Hawaii Kai run?
Well, the Hawaii Kai run is like it's a leeward run. Even though you're out there pretty far, it's still an inshore run. The wind is on the lee. It's not like the Maliko run on Maui where you're windward. And so the chops and all the different sidewash components are a little bit different. You might think that it's really like a tilt-a-whirl out there, but then when you get out in the channel, and especially when you've got 3 or 4 different sloshes and current and tide and swell and south swell running through it and the tide change and the water just starts heaving and stacking and shifting around, and it takes a while. It'll find you out if you don't have your legs. Like after hour 3, if you're not in shape, you'll know it, and you might fall once or twice and not be able to get back up. So that happens to people, and you'll see it happen this year for people that are trained exclusively in flat water. It really goes after your legs. It's like being a boxer. Guys can slug into 20 rounds, but their legs won't hold them up. So there's no way to describe it except for it is addicting. Like us guys will see footage of it in the off season, maybe on TV or helicopter tracking shots of surf skis or one-mans, and you just see the guys riding the bumps and you're just leaning into it and you just, I can't wait for it to be summer. I can't wait for it to be high pressure. So it's something you look forward to every year, and it's won and lost on logistics usually. It's
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of guys think that it's all about how hard you paddle, and there's so many guys that are equal, but for most of the people that are doing it, that are just kind of getting their feet wet, it's really about who's driving your boat, what line you take, whether you have your gear, you lose a plug, your fin box breaks out, all these little things that happen before the race ever starts are really the critical things. Just what you eat, how you hydrate, whether you get seasick on the boat, whether you get seasick from the fumes, whether the boat breaks down, and all these other weird things that happen, just like combat. It's like everything just starts coming buckle loose, and then next thing you know, you're out of the race. So, like, you learn from the guys that have their act together and try to have all that there on the board before the horn sounds. If you have all that there and don't have to worry about it and everything goes like clockwork when the horn sounds, you're going to be able to put all your resources into the race. And you're going to know exactly how much to eat, when to eat, how to stay ahead of like that, hypoglycemia and all that stuff. Because it's a long day, even if you're doing a team. If you run into, like this year, we might run into a strong head current, it's going to be a 7-hour day for a lot of people. And that's a long time to be out there in the sun and sloshing around in the boat and eating little bits of power bars and, feeding the fish over the side and getting stung by jellyfish or whatever. So it's always an adventure, and, we're looking forward to it. We're really, really, really keen. This is the year that the sport comes of age, I think.